The case we're about to show you today was a difficult one to make, because what happened on April 6, 2022 was so tragic that it deeply affected our team.
I mean, that day, it was like, I'd just seen him. Cute freckles and his like funny, happy disposition, and he was gone. And for sure my mind could not wrap itself around that. I still cannot believe he's gone.
Little Eli had just returned home from school when his mom surprised him with his new debit card. He had spent a long time saving the money he earned from shoveling and mowing jobs, and he was finally ready to spend it. He was beyond excited and immediately wanted to buy some treats from a nearby grocery store. His mom told him they could go together that evening, but Eli couldn't contain his excitement. Eventually, she allowed him to make the trip on his own, and being the responsible little boy he was, Eli took his bike and put on his helmet before heading to the store. Once he had bought his treats, he began riding back home. At the crossing, he stopped and waited for the light to turn green. But he had no idea that he was never going to make it across the road. That pickup truck ran a red light, made a right turn, and crushed Eli beneath it, dragging him for several meters. But instead of stopping, the driver took a U-turn and kept going, with Eli's bike still lodged underneath. Witnesses began recording and followed the truck, determined to capture its license plate. Back at the scene, bystanders had gathered around Eli and were doing everything they could to save his life. Every second mattered as they desperately performed CPR in an attempt to keep him alive. Police arrived at the crash site shortly afterward and rushed Eli into an ambulance where he was taken to the hospital.
I didn't see it happen. I just saw him driving with the bike underneath his truck.
We have somebody out with the bike?
I think we have an officer down there with him. In the video, you can see his license plate. Another guy also took a picture of the license plate. I have a screenshot of the license plate.
I see a truck coming up from the opposite side of the road. That truck did have a bike under it.
This is video Annabelle Roman took on his phone Tuesday evening.
It was screeching, it was throwing sparks.
Roman says he pulled over after seeing a man tending to Mitchell on the side of the road.
Went over to the older gentleman and where the kid was lying and offered help. Luckily, there was also a pediatrician that was driving by. She ran out.
It was this 8-second video where Roman was able to capture some valuable information for police.
Even though everyone had tried their best to save him, Eli was unfortunately pronounced dead at the hospital. Meanwhile, witnesses who had followed the suspect's truck saw him pull into a parking lot, get out of the vehicle, and remove the bike from underneath it. He then threw it behind a local business and drove away. The entire incident was captured on nearby CCTV cameras and by witnesses, one of whom was deeply disturbed by what he had just seen.
25. Just confirming fire transported to primaries.
Negative, district time.
Don't do that.
IMC copy.
Well, we do appreciate you sticking by to help.
114
It
arrived
doesn't
at
make it
RMC.
easier to deal with, but
I just feel sorry for the family. There's nothing that can be done about it. It's just I'm angry and I'm sorry at the same time. It's just you don't do that. I don't care. You don't do that. I mean, I wouldn't shoot him if I saw him, but you just don't do that. I don't know how you guys do it. I'm a retired nurse. Having said that, every time there's a death of one of my patients, it does take a toll on me. They're used to this all the time.
Using the information captured in the witnesses' phone recordings, officers were able to locate the suspect's house. He was identified as 50-year-old Mason Andrew, and although his wife informed officers that he had not returned home, they were still able to interview her. What she told them gave officers some insight into what might have been going on inside the suspect's mind.
I called him on my phone and he just sounded off. He didn't sound right to me.
Can you describe that?
He just didn't seem clear. Normally he's pretty spry and he just seemed kind of just not himself. I don't know. Maybe he slurred a little bit, but just not himself.
Okay.
So I kept asking him, "Are you okay?" And he said, "Yeah, And I said, are you okay? I just said, the cops are at our home. You need to come home. And I didn't say anything else other than that.
What did he say?
He didn't elaborate anything. He just said, okay.
Okay, so he didn't mention anything of what took place? Or
He said something bad happened. I didn't see her. That's what he said.
He said, I didn't see her?
Mm-hmm.
While officers waited for the suspect to return home, Eli's father used a family tracking app to make his way toward the crash scene, completely unaware of the tragedy that had already unfolded.
Jeremy Mitchell. Jeremy? Yeah. Jimmy, so what was your son wearing?
I don't know what he was wearing. I know he was just going to the grocery store to get some snacks.
And was he walking?
He was riding a bike. Black.
Okay. You need to know anything that he was wearing by chance?
Like, that's my... Let me see
Well, let's do this. I've got some items out here in the road. See if maybe you can identify these items.
Yep. That's his credit card that we just got. Or a debit card. I just worked a holiday because I hadn't seen him for a while, and then all this was going on. So I have, I can track him out here. So I tracked it, and I'm like, why the heck is he not answering his phone? And why is he just staying by this? Like, it didn't, So.
I'm so sorry. I do want to let you know, it sounds like we have tracked down the suspect. We've got him in custody right now, so we're working that part of this.
Still a lot of loose ends we're trying to get at.
So he was riding his bicycle across the road, and the vehicle was going the same direction, and we were right. Why you didn't see him? I don't know why you left the city.
Was he wearing a helmet?
I believe they said it was a blue helmet.
Good.
They left really quick. No, the ambulance.
Oh.
They didn't stick around very long.
Okay.
Would you like us to walk you down, or?
Oh, I'm not going to do anything crazy, so I appreciate it. Okay, thanks again. I'll be right behind you.
At the same time, the suspect finally returned home and was taken into custody. What officers observed while cuffing him explained why he did what he did.
So our part, we have to cut you. We're gonna place you in custody. Okay. We're gonna take you to our police station in West Jordan. We're gonna tow your vehicle. Okay. And then we're gonna do our interview there at the station. For us to do that, we do have to put you in cuffs and put you in the vehicle. I'll let you guys say goodbye. You've been really compliant, so I'm not gonna just surprise you and cuff you and put you in the path. We're gonna say bye real quick, and then we'll talk right afterwards. But we'll look for your neighbor's sake and everything. We'll keep it real low key.
Go ahead and finish away from me. Do you have any medical conditions I need to be aware of?
Asthma, and just got through having Bell's palsy shortly, a year ago, so.
If you start to feel any of those...
Or a stroke, whatever you want to call it.
Okay, if you start to feel any of those, let me know so we can get you...
That's what I was saying.
All right.
Here, certain habits.
Okay.
And I copy 82 with 1 mail at 2009. 1 credit card.
Is service still coded?
Well, that might be interesting.
So it will be for the accident that happened on 90 South.
Okay.
So again, with your constitutional rights, again, that's what we're here about. It's the accident. But I'm not going to ask you anything. Again, you can talk about anything else if you want, or listen to the radio.
No, I was just asking when I'm getting arrested.
Yeah. Because of the hit.
When the officer stepped out, it was about the time that I arrived, and you were still inside, and he called you.
We tried to call, so we tried to locate him, me and the other officer, on my phone, because we have, the family thing, and there was no location.
Was that typical?
No.
Did he mention anything of what happened when he was talking to you?
He just said something bad happened.
Well, he didn't tell you what happened? Okay. Did you smell anything on, like alcohol or anything that would give us a clue what's going on?
Smell like alcohol to me. I mean, he smelled like work. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Sometimes they use chemicals for the concrete and stuff, for the boards.
In the probable cause affidavit released earlier today, an officer wrote they could smell the distinct and overwhelming odor of an alcoholic beverage coming from Ohm's mouth before he was taken into custody. Court records show Ohms had 12 alcohol incidents related to moving vehicles on his record, dating back to 1994.
And it was no mistake that officers could smell the odor of alcohol on Mason, because when they tracked his truck's movements using CCTV footage from the surrounding area, they found that he had been sitting in a bar since 12:44 p.m. and only left at 5:58 p.m. This meant he had been at the bar for more than 5 hours, during which he consumed 7 20-ounce beers, according to the sales receipts. Just a minute after leaving the bar, he hit Eli and fled the scene without even trying to help the little boy. His blood alcohol level was measured at 0.10%, which was twice Utah's legal driving limit. Although the test was taken 6 hours after the incident, and since our bodies naturally filter out alcohol, prosecutors later calculated that Mason likely had an extreme, life-threatening blood alcohol level of 0.22% at the exact moment he struck Eli. The internal damage to Eli's organs after the truck's tires ran over him was so severe that despite emergency CPR being started immediately at the scene by a bystander, medical personnel at the Intermountain Medical Center Trauma Unit were unable to stabilize him. He was pronounced dead shortly after arrival due to the unsurvivable extent of his injuries.
He came home from school and he had been asking me for a while to get him a debit card because he had all this money saved up from his shoveling and mowing and all of his little jobs. So I finally got him a card. And he was like, okay, perfect. I'm going to hop on my bike and I'm going to go to the grocery store and I'm going to buy some treats. And I felt very confident with him, him being safe and obeying traffic. He's really good in that regard. So I wasn't nervous about it.
I remember asking the police officer, how did it happen? Did he try and help him? He told me that he fled the scene. And that's honestly what hurt the most, because first, I knew that some guy decided to drive drunk, proceeded to kill my little brother, and then left him laying in the road. If he would have decided to get a designated driver that day, I would be growing up with my brother right now and he would be in high school.
I think about it now and it's too much to think about. Because now, that day, it was I'd just seen him 2 hours earlier, on the couch downstairs watching something funny that was making him laugh. It's cute freckles and it's just funny, happy disposition. And it was gone. And for sure my mind could not wrap itself around that. It still can't, to be honest. I still cannot believe he's gone.
To honor Eli's memory, local residents and classmates transformed the corner of the intersection into an extensive roadside memorial nicknamed Eli's Corner, filled with his favorite games and toys. Additionally, the exact street where he was riding his bike was renamed Eli Mitchell Way, and the Utah Board of Pardons and Parole officially named its statewide initial victim notification process the Eli Mitchell Letter. Propelled by advocacy from Eli's grandfather, Glendon Mitchell, this letter is now the mandatory first point of contact sent by the state to victims and their families after a criminal conviction. Mason was charged with criminal automobile homicide, failure to stop at a serious accident involving death, obstruction of justice, and failure to yield to a pedestrian. To avoid a lengthy trial, he entered a guilty plea to 2 primary criminal charges: second-degree felony automobile homicide and third-degree felony leaving the scene of a deadly accident. He was sentenced to 20 years in prison. However, on February 24, 2026, after serving just 3 years in prison, he was granted an early parole eligibility evaluation. Almost 20 victim impact statements were presented to the board against Mason, emphasizing how he showed zero intent to save a dying child on the night of the crash.
To the Mitchell family, I know that no matter what I say or do will not bring back Eli. And I truly apologize for this.
Mason Ohms was that drunk driver. He was sentenced to serve up to 20 years, but is seeking parole.
I apologize with all my heart.
For Eli's family, it's too soon.
We don't have Eli, and we don't get parole. We don't get to have a hearing. We don't get to have a visitation.
Had he would have stopped, rendered aid, owned up to it, we probably would have came here today and pleaded for him to get out. Because I do believe people can change.
And this was Ohms' 6th DUI. Eli's parents worried that if released,
his pattern has showed that it's very difficult for him to change.
Ohms could hurt someone else.
I'm definitely not the person that wants this guy to rot in prison at all. But I cannot live with the idea that if he gets out and continues to struggle, that someone else would lose their child.
But once he serves his time, which I do hope it's the full 20 years, it's not probably going to be, but then I want him to heal, and I want him to be the best citizen he can be. And no matter what the decision is made, we've decided as a family, whatever decision's made, it's the decision's made.
His parole was officially denied on March 17, with the board ruling that fundamental behavioral changes had not yet occurred. His next parole consideration hearing is scheduled for August 2032. YouTube thinks you'll love the video on screen. Click to watch now.